all of this literally speaks up until like the 9th. It literally speaks up until the 9th of October. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your October soul session. I am Marlo. If you are new and if you are family, welcome back, my friend. I have to tell you guys this, literally, as I was sitting down to do this soul session, I looked out of the window and there was a blue jay just chilling outside of my window. And then I looked down at the clock and realized it was 4:44. And I was like, oh, okay, somebody got a message. So what it's looking like, Capricorn, with blue jays are symbolic of like aligning with or like ascending to your true self. And it speaks to a lot of characteristics that Capricorns already possess in the sense of, being loyal, being consistent, staying the course. So I feel that's a little message for somebody out there. And then, of course, the angel number 444 speaks to spirit guides, angels, guardians, all that good stuff being around you. So a little message for you. As many of you may know, in the last few months, many of us have endured and are still enduring in the aftermath of numerous natural disasters, be it hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, flooding, and for some, volcanoes. I myself and many in New Orleans and its surrounding areas are still rebuilding from Hurricane Ida. So I can say from experience that recovering from losses of this caliber aren't easy. However, neglecting your mental health during a time such as this is. And that's why on October 10th, for World Mental Health Day, and the entire month of October, I'm allying with BetterHelp and WKYS FM to raise awareness of mental health issues around the world. So whether you're a survivor of one of the recent disasters, just need someone to talk to, or you're ready to start your mental health journey, I've partnered with BetterHelp to assist you in making this month the month you make your mental health a priority. If you haven't heard of them, BetterHelp is an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a licensed therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat, and you can even text them between sessions. So if you, my beautiful human friend, or someone you know, has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. The link to sign up is in the description box below this video. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this message. You know I love your face. Now, let's get back to your soul session. Woo! But anywho, we're going to go ahead and hop into your cards. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are, of course, your spirituality as well as personal development readings. And we're going to be looking at the energies that you guys may encounter this month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and whatnot or whatever. So anywho, first card out, you guys have the 10 of the swords. And then we have the Sun card. I think that's a dope switch up. That's Leo energy, by the way. So what it is looking like, my wonderful Capricorns, coming out of September and into October, there was some sort of an ending, whether that be, within yourself, like, oh, well, child, I just heard that's what it is. Okay. For some of you, right? All of you, really. Just like how I said that blue jay speaks about ascending to like your true self or aligning with your true self, for a majority of the Capricorn collective, this 10 of swords and the Sun card is speaking to that. So this is more or less like ego death, in other words. So it's more or less dying to an old way of being, a stagnant way of being, a stagnant way of approaching life or people, or a perspective on yourself, life, people, your life situation or circumstance. It's pretty much ending the cycle on that and more or less being reborn, if you will, with the Sun card into more of an authentic version of you. So I think for a lot of you guys, me seeing that blue jay like legit is confirmation in a sense. So what that says to me is that in September, Capricorn, it probably was like a hella rough month for you guys, like where you literally felt like you were falling into kind of like a really dark place in your head. And perspective wise, just feeling as if you lack clarity, or kind of feeling almost as if this was the end of the road in a sense, because it's like a baby dark night of the soul, if you will. But I can tell you already, coming into October, things are really looking up for you guys. And I mean, looking at the sun card too, Leo season in general, which would be like from the 23rd of July, the 23rd of July all the way up until, what is it? I had to move my phone. It's distracting me. The 23rd of July into what is it, the 22nd, 23rd of August. So like that whole time frame for you guys could have been very difficult, but this really puts it into perspective because it's giving you the why all of that occurred. Now, the next card that you guys have is the Six of Swords. Makes sense to me. And the reverse, I don't know if I showed it to you. I don't think I did. But the Six of Swords in the reverse. So more or less, there is a lack thereof of moving forward. Now, I want to encourage you guys, and that's in a mental sense, of course. So it's still emotionally kind of reeling from this situation, which is completely understandable because depending on what this Ten of Swords represents for you guys, because I'm sure it's something different for each of you. Granted, one was in a dark space in their head, but with this Sun card being here, it's more or less speaking to something I've seen with the entire collective so far, is more or less there's an energetic shift that's happening. 9 times out of 10, that energetic shift is related to Saturn going direct on the 10th of this month. So it's pretty much a wrap up of a huge karmic cycle in which one was intended to learn many lessons. But just because, you know, energetically there's a period at the end of the sentence, a lot of times we have to catch up to that particular energy. So I feel depending on what it is that you guys went through, there is still the potential that these emotions could still be raw and still be very present, to where one in action has difficulty in seeing forward or moving forward. However, the energy that once upon a time was a block is no longer relevant to you. And depending on when you're watching this, if it's prior to, if it's anywhere between like the 10th and like the 18th, when Mercury goes direct, if it's anything in that time frame, it's just kind of like residual energy. For those of us, when Mercury goes direct on the 18th, there still could be a little bit of, you know, post-retro shade kind of energy where things are still kind of groggy. But the most important thing to gain from this is understanding that you guys are headed in a new direction now. So the cycle that you guys came out of, how things may have been for the last couple of months, you know, it's pretty much saying that this was the is not before you guys is. So you're headed into better I cannot talk. You're headed into better territory, and you're coming from an authentic place within yourself. And even taking into account the message we got with that angel number, it's letting you know that you're being spiritually guided and protected. So more or less like the path you're on or the course that you're on is divinely guided and guaranteed to bring you to what's actually for you. Now, the next card you guys have, looky there, it's the Ace of the Pentakills. So yes, looking into like the midpoint of the month, Capricorn, you guys are on a crash course with your destiny. So it's more or less an opportunity that's going to be offered to you all in the midpoint of the month. So, you know, literally that time frame that we're talking about, somewhere between you know, the 10th to like the 20th, like in that time frame. But it's gonna be something where the other side of that blue jay comes in, because it's something that's tangible. It's something that's very much in alignment with you. It's something that has the potential for longevity. It could be a new job, you know what I'm saying? It could be some money that's coming in, like a little nest egg where you're able to kind of help that grow or invest into something. But whatever the case, it's coming in baby form, seed form. So this is about something that you guys would plant and cultivate over time. And again, that speaks back to that message with that blue jay, because it's all about consistency and loyalty and staying the course and not giving up which are all very Capricorn-like qualities. Another thing I want to say with this too, Capricorn, for those of you who are intention setters with the moon cycles, I think it would be imperative for you guys, if you haven't done it before, or those of you who do, the new moon in Libra is on the 6th of October. And I think that this would be a great time as well. If you guys are trying to draw something in specifically, it would be a great moon, especially with it being, under Libra energy specifically, like coming from a very true balanced place and a place of having learned one's lessons and things of the sort. I just love when cards come out sideways. It would be a great time for you guys to do a little new moon kind of ritual and set your intentions. And the intentions that you guys would set on the 6th of October would come into fruition during the Libra full, I cannot talk, y'all, during the Libra full moon, which would be the 16th of April, 2022. So before I get into these two cards, let me just give you a little bit of advice here, my friends. So here's the dealio. If you use, because coming out of this energy where there's a clearing for Capricorns, right? You guys may not know at present in the beginning of the month, like what you really want to do or what direction that you're headed towards, which kind of does bring me into this particular card here, the 9 of Cups. It came out sideways. Whenever cards come out sideways, I look at, the light side and the dark side. What this says to me is, even if you've never set intentions for a new moon before, I think it would be imperative on the 6th, even if you watch this after the 6th, it does not matter, because when you hear it, the energy is with you. I think what would be good for all Capricorns to keep you motivated moving forward is to spend some time this month really kind of diving deep and thinking about what your 9 of Cups is. I feel the 9 of Cups in the reverse, right? Because we're looking at this sideways. So we're looking at both sides of it. I feel the 9 of Cups in the reverse, which is more or less Capricorns coming out of a cycle in which there was half-hearted happiness or just simply material happiness. So it's doing your should, oughts, and supposed tos, taking care of your responsibilities, but not really paying attention to that responsibility to yourself. And that responsibility to yourself being your own happiness and your own truth, right? So what this hypothetical karmic lesson is for the cycle you guys came out of is what it looks like when you live your life not for yourself, right? And you live your life for expectations of society or family or friends or should, oughts, and supposed tos. So hypothetically, the new cycle that Capricorns are going into is one in which they're living their truth, they know their truth, and then they're manifesting their truth into this realm. So if we look at a marker point being the 6th of October with the new moon, we know that the manifestation of this proverbial seed of intention that's planted, right, is April 16th, 2022. Then that means what would help Capricorns or would behoove them a great deal this month would be setting some intentions, writing them down, keeping them in a place where they're top of mind or you can see them, and really structuring a plan between October 6th, 2021 and April 16th, 2022 for you to manifest what this 9 of Cups would represent for you. So whatever your happiness is or your happy place or where you'd like to live or what you'd like to look like or where you want to be spiritually at that particular time, the thing I felt compelled to say is like, if you want to do a full Scorpion, like that's a cheerleading move. I don't know. Maybe you're about that life. But whatever the case is, whatever it is that you guys are intending, this is a very practical way to keep track and keep yourself accountable, because this really feels like you guys having an opportunity where the ground has been cleared. Like you had a kingdom, you built that kingdom up, not in the image of yourself. It's all been knocked down. Now you have the opportunity to completely rebuild this kingdom, but rebuild it in a way that's more in alignment with you. So don't be deterred by, in the beginning of the month, kind of feeling like you're not really sure what's next or what to do next, or if your feelings are still kind of bubbling to the brim. The next card that you guys have, looky there, we have the 8 of Cups. Oh my gosh, Capricorn. I freaking love this reading for y'all. Like, this is beautiful. With the 8 of Cups, this is talking about walking away from the things that are no longer serving you. And it doesn't matter how much time, energy, or effort that you've invested in it. But granted, I feel that this is a very emotional kind of process. Like, I feel that this cycle, it has ended energetically, or there's something where there's no goesies backsies on this. And I feel it's more or less a grieving process that Capricorn is in the first half of October. And I feel by the end point of October, it's more or less of you guys coming to a place of acceptance with this Eight of Cups. So again, don't go hard on yourself, because I feel everything you guys are feeling is just a part of a process. It's that grieving and that letting go process. And that, of course, it takes time, So I feel with this, by the end of the month, I do feel that you guys are going to come to a place of acceptance, have spent your time to grieve, releasing it, letting it go, making the decision to move forward. But I feel how you guys would help yourself out a great deal this month to really hit the ground running is using this Nine of Cups energy and the supportive energy from Spirit with this new cycle to really spend some time digging deep to find out what is your happy. So whether this is a tangible new opportunity where it's more money, or, it's a job offer or something along those lines, or this is just something as simple as an intention seed that one set, I think it would behoove you all to, help yourself out by getting very, very clear on what it is that you want, either creating a plan or just getting comfortable with what it is that you really want from here on out. And I feel once this energy shifts, you guys are going to be motivated to hit the ground running, my friends. So I'm going to pull an oracle card from my wonderful Cappies to give you some additional messages and things. But overall, I think this is really good. Like, the vibe I get from this reading, Capricorn, it's almost like a message from Spirit. Like, it's like Spirit saying, hey, yo, Capricorn, I know you've been through some things, but I saw, and I want you to know that you're good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is all saying that you guys are coming out of a cycle of what I consider to be is not, and you guys are on a crash course with your is, and that's absolutely beautiful. So the card that we have for you guys, looky there, it's creative project. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards life. I think that's beautiful, dude. I don't know if this is going to be like a resurgence of something. I feel, looking back on this, Capricorn, I honestly feel whatever cycle Capricorns are coming out of, I think years down the line, whatever this is speaking to, this is going to be like a pivotal shift point in your life. Whatever it is that transpired here, it's almost like literally like Phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, this was your transmutation point. It's almost like, both paths in your life converged here. It's like, once upon a time, Capricorn was heading down this path and doing this stuff. This thing happened. And it's almost like an entirely new you was rebirthed through this process, right? And I feel with that, in reference to this card, it's almost like a resurrection. But I feel the resurrection here could be literally, whether it's a song that you wrote years ago, or a poem that you wrote years ago, a book that you wrote years ago, or, a crazy business idea that you had years ago that you kind of set to the side because it either wasn't practical, or you couldn't figure out how to do it, or you got kind of discouraged. And it's something about all of these things coming together where it's kind of like a perfect storm, if you will. Like, just like me literally sitting down to start your reading and seeing the blue jay looking at the clock and seeing it's 4:44. It's like these strange seeming coincidences, these synchronicities happen all at once, and it ends up birthing something entirely new. I feel that's what this point in you guys' life is. And it's something about, even though, because I feel what you guys went through in September or in Leo season, it was heavy. And probably something at one point in time where you questioned if you could ever bounce back from it, or if you would ever get out of it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case, it's almost like this brought you down to the bare bones for you to remember what it is that's really important, And that being you, you know what I'm saying? Your happiness, like what you desire, you wanting like fulfillment in life, you guys being brought back to that aspect, of yourselves. And that being the perfect energy to resurrect whatever this idea or project or what have you, like to bring it back to the fore. And now having just this raw emotion or just this grit, having gone through what you guys have been through, it's almost taking this thing to the next level. So at the time that this thing came to you, it wasn't the right time, right? It was right to kind of put the first little pieces down, but now this is the time to like put the period at the end of the sentence, because you're more equipped to truly breathe life into this particular thing, if that makes sense. So I think it's beautiful. But anywho, Capricorn, that has been your soul session. I am going over to my network, to Vimeo, Patreon, and YouTube members, all the places that I'm at, to do you guys extended, where we're doing a week by week play out of these energies. And then we're also doing a glimpse into what to expect in November. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your Capricorn face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.